get started with the invocation by Alderwoman Oliver and the Pledge of Allegiance by Alderman Lott.
Please stand, join in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day and every day that you give us. We are so blessed in America, and we appreciate all our service people, police, fire, public works helps with our city also with keeping it safe and running. And also, please be with the linemen, the Entergy crew as they work all over the state in a dangerous condition. Please be with the people who have been electrocuted. Please know that you are there to help comfort them. Please make us, let us make wise decisions in your name. In Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll. Alderman Chapman.
Present.
Alderwoman Godfrey.
Present.
Alderwoman McSparron.
Here.
Alderwoman Jones.
Here.
Alderman Wilbanks. Here. Alderwoman Oliver.
Present.
Alderman Lott. Here. Attorney Josiah Burns. Here. And Presiding Mayor Will Purdie. All right, thank you. We have one recognition tonight, and let's get to the correct portion of this, and I'll read it. Okay, we have a recognition tonight, which is an adoption of a resolution proclaiming the month of February 2026 as Recreational Therapy Month in the city of Clinton, Mississippi. That resolution reads as follows. Whereas recreational therapy is a vital profession that uses recreation and activity-based interventions to improve the physical, emotional, social, and overall well-being of individuals of all ages and abilities. And whereas the city of Clinton supports inclusive and accessible recreation opportunities through the Clinton Therapeutic Recreation Department, enhancing quality of life and community participation to individuals with disabilities and diverse needs. And whereas recreational therapists are trained professionals who promote independence, inclusion, and wellness through evidence-based programs, now therefore be it proclaimed that the city of Clinton, Mississippi does hereby recognize the month of February as Recreational Therapy Month and encourages citizens to acknowledge the contributions of recreational therapists to therapeutic recreational programs in our community. So we would submit that resolution to you. Before we take a vote, we have our Therapeutic Recreation Director here, Sean Fontenot. Anything you'd like to say?
I did want to point out before, once I did the resolution, I wanted to look at how many people have come through our department. First of all, we're the only therapeutic recreation department under a municipality in the state, so that's recognizable enough. But we have created through internships 16 recreational therapists for the state of Mississippi, and 6 of them have been employed by us, but 16 interns. So I thought that was notable. So it's a profession that's not very well known, but it is very much necessary. So I figured that would be something that Clinton stands behind, and I believe that's true.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, do I have a motion or any discussion?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Also would like to make a quick recognition tonight. We have Philip Lilly here, him and his Public Works Department. I last heard from him last night about midnight, and I know they were out there till about 3 o'clock in the morning in a wet hole in the ground. But they were going to stay out there to make sure the residents of Trailwood had water this morning. So thank you guys for doing that. I know sometimes those things go unnoticed and unsung, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
With that, we will move on to the approval of the consent agenda items. Do I have any discussion or a motion?
Move to approve consent items A through O. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We will have our department head report this evening from Courtney Nunn, our Director of Parks and Recreation.
All right, good evening. All right. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so this is probably one, I say this a lot, but it's probably one of my most favorite things to do is bring what we do with the parks to you guys. Some of this information you guys have seen, but the public has not. So they'll be able to kind of see what I presented to you guys in August. So the last time that I did a department head report was July 1st, and so I'm going to kind of just, it's hard to put everything from 6 months and give you guys an update, but I'll try to go as quickly as I can. There's always a lot going on at the parks. I could probably talk about parks anytime with anybody, and they probably get sick of me talking about it. So to start off, July 1, after that, we had the Red, White, and Blue Fest. I know several of you guys made it out there. It was a big success this year. We had a lot of people. A fun fact, I met with a company that basically tracks data. And so they were kind of telling me what their program does, but they used July 4th at Traceway as an example, and they showed me what their software did. And part of it is them being able to see how many people are in that area on that date. And they had about 15.4 thousand people at July 4th, which is way, way over what I projected was out there, but it tracks the whole property. So you know how people just sit everywhere at the park. So there's a lot of people. So it's an exciting number to see, but we had a good time, and I'm already making plans for this year. So brace yourself. Yeah. All right. So since then, or actually at July 4th, we were able to unveil our athletic field lighting, which was huge, and it's been a huge thing, and I'll continue to talk about it because it was very exciting and very much needed. So this was kind of the before pictures of what our old lights look like, and you can see the glare of pollution. You can just tell that they're all over the place. And then our new lights are a little bit more controlled. There's not as much pollution in the sky. The program's been super easy to switch over to, and it's been nice just to be able to cut them on without people having to wait for them to heat up. So since then, we've had some Halloween events, Haunting of Old Town, which is always a huge deal. And per usual, Courtney was stressed because I was like, there's a lot of people, and I don't know if I have enough candy, but I think we ended up running out of candy like 5 minutes before the event ended. So we're doing pretty good, which is a good problem to have. So, and then we had Halloween at the Bark Park, which has continued to be a fun event. We had Judge over here, judging the dogs. But it's just a small event that I think the dog community enjoys. So that's been fun. All right, since then we've had Pillars Park opening, and that was a project that was done with Main Street, Tara Lytle. So that was fun. And I've received a lot of good compliments, just a place for the teams to go. So, all right, a few 2% projects have been completed, which we're glad. So as you know, the pickleball complex opened. Then we've had, since I say for the 2% just as a whole, we've had the Bright Park Playground, baseball 10 restroom was added, Traceway restroom 5 and 6. And then, of course, the pavilion with the complex. So there's been a lot. It's been exciting. All right, what's next for 2%? We've got the 2% revote in June. So we're kind of getting ready for that. We're going to start planning tomorrow for the marketing for that. Phase 1, the remaining projects in phase 1 is soccer 5 restroom and the softball 4plex building. So we've already began plans on those, and hopefully we'll have something to you guys soon. And then looking into the phase 2 items, we've got the Kids Town Town Park walking path, Brighton Challenge Course, Traceway shaded bleachers, Brighton Outdoor Fitness Studio upgrade, and then Traceway Playground. So exciting things. Hopefully we'll continue to add to that list, and we might even see things that we can just squeeze in here and there if we're able to find additional funding. So, all right, some sports programs to mention. Soccer did finish registration, but they are still accepting a few ages. If they're not completely full in a certain age group, they'll allow a late registration. So if somebody still wants to do that, that's available. We've got spring baseball registration going through February 15th, spring softball through February 28th. I've got adult softball. I'm working on making plans for that, but registration usually opens about end of April. And then youth flag football, the registration will begin around June. So it's exciting there. Quick note on pickleball. You see pickleball there. I've got a few I'm gonna call advisory members in the pickleball community that are helping me put some programs and some different things together. We're wanting to do a league in April, but before we do that league, we kind of want to see what the interest in the community is. And so for the next, I'm gonna say 4 to 6 weeks on Fridays and Saturdays, they're gonna have what's called pickleball ladder mixers. So that's gonna give the community an opportunity to come out and let some of the pickleballers, the pickleballers kind of score them so they can kind of see, how many people in the community are beginners, intermediate, or advanced. And then we'll be able to kind of set up our league according to that. So if you want to come out Fridays and Saturdays, Fridays I believe is from 6 to 8, and then I want to say Saturday is like 9 to 11. So I'll have some more information coming out with that. So that's something super exciting. And last but not least, I felt it was necessary to talk about how to keep our parks clean, safe, and beautiful. We've had a few incidents lately where we've had some vandalism. Just kind of it's becoming a regular occurrence. And I just kind of ask the community to help us keep it clean, to keep it safe, and to keep it free from vandalism. I want our parks to be as beautiful and last as long as anything else. And so different ways that we're working on that is we're adding camera security to the parks that don't have it, which after tonight we should have all the parks covered. And then we're trying to increase some signage around the parks just to make everybody aware. And then some ways the community can help is just to use the trash cans properly. Some people, I don't think they see them. And then just be sure to clean up after your pets if there's any waste, and then report any issues. Marley was able to put together a spreadsheet form that the community can fill out, and it will automatically send us an email, and people can report the issues immediately versus like trying to figure out who to go to. They can just scan a QR code and just fill it out right there. So that'll help us get a better timeline. If it is vandalism, we can kind of narrow it down so that we can look at the cameras. So any questions?
It's very good.
That's a lot, but
Yeah, you did an awesome job. Thank you.
thanks, appreciate it.
Well, just hang right there, Courtney, because you've got.
All right. I see it.
Thank you. Item 8A. Approval to accept the lowest and best bid of $8,200.50 from ARS Technical Services for the installation of cameras at Town Park. So,
Awesome. So this, as I mentioned, this is the last part that we need to add cameras to. There are already some cameras down at the playground, but this will add to the pickleball complex that will reach the parking lot. It will come off the fire station, as well as hit the dog park and just everything around the pickleball complex. So this is necessary. I will say that we received a donation in this amount from an anonymous donor. So we do appreciate them to help us get these cameras here. So hopefully
Move to approve.
Second.
all right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B is to accept a proposal from Purdie Contract Services Incorporated to provide custodial services for the Parks and Recreation Department and authorize the mayor to execute necessary related contract documents. So,
Awesome. So as you know, we've continued to have issues filling positions, but specifically with the custodian position. And after several attempts to fill this position, we felt it best to get some contract services to provide this. This would take care of cleaning our parks facilities as well as the Wood Activity Center. So with your approval, we can get this thing going.
Move to approve.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
I
you.
got a question real quick about the cameras. Just sometimes when people can, I work with kids, so when kids can know what's up, then they tend to either do or not do.
Mhm.
So with the cameras, the accessibility that the city has from seeing those, is that found? Can you access them remotely? Does each spot have a different place to go to? Can you briefly explain how some of those work?
Yeah, so when we have any instances at the parks, or let's say when a storm is coming in and I want to make sure nothing got knocked over or anything crazy, I can be laying in my bed at home and I can get on my phone and get on the app and see anything, as well as PD has access so they can log on from wherever they're at and see whatever they need to. They can play it back to several months, and so we're able to see that immediately, really. So a lot of what I see, it's interesting. I see so much on them cameras, but it's funny to me when I have people that they see the sign that says we have cameras, we have audio and video, and they'll look up at the camera and be like, no, they don't. That don't work. And then they continue to do whatever they're doing. But apparently they just think they're fake cameras, but they work well. So yeah, it's fun. Anyway, thank you.
All right, the next several items are all of a similar nature. Ms. Fontenot will discuss these with us. With the board's indulgence, I do want to make sure we read out all the names of folks that donate here, but I would like to let Chandra list these out. And I think she's had a couple come in since we printed this that she wants to add on there as well. And then if I could get a motion to approve them in the aggregate.
Okay. So our goal was $2,000 to cover the majority of the fees for the Sweetheart Formal, and we came in over $50. So $2,050 is what we did. The ones who have come in so far are Clinton Air Conditioning and Refrigeration for $300. They're a red carpet sponsor. The Chambers family for $100. WGK Inc. for $250. Amos Lawn and Landscape for $300. They're the limousine sponsor. Timber Estate Farm for $250. Alpha Insurance Jonathan Ford for $300. Performance Therapy for Clinton for $350. They're the entertainment sponsor. The Rodriguez family for $100, and then an anonymous donation of $20 has come in so far, with a promise from Rebel for $100 to get us to that $2,050. So those are all the sponsors that we've received.
Move to approve. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And we would again like to express our sincere gratitude to all those sponsors and our anonymous sponsor for the cameras as well. So we couldn't do nearly everything we do without the generosity of the community. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Item 8I, to declare the fire department's old 1955 Chevrolet 5400 fire truck at the listed VIN number surplus property and allow it to go to public auction with gov deal. Levius Buckley, our fire chief, will discuss this one.
All right, this is Clinton's actually first fire truck. We're looking to auction off. It's an old truck, rusted. It looks fabulous by a new park.
Yeah, I've encouraged the chief to find a new home for it, and he was very happy to do so. So
It sat outside for a long time before we tried to rehab it, and it just proven to be a little costly, way costly. So we're gonna cut our losses.
Move to approve. Second.
have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
May I say, I love that fire truck out during Christmas time.
Mhm.
It's just, it just reminds you of, you know, the way they used to be.
Oh yeah, we still got that one.
Yeah, oh, okay, you
Yes.
still have that.
This
This
is
is
a
not,
This is a
okay,
Kelly.
okay.
That's a 64 Mac.
Oh, okay.
It's the color of James's jacket.
Oh, okay.
One of them.
I bet your jacket is bad. You know what? I didn't mean, no, it's not.
All right, moving along. Item 8J. This is approval of summary change order and final pay request in the amount of $40,614.10 to Infield Construction Company Incorporated related to the MCWI Force Main Improvement Project. Mr. Greg Gerhardt, consulting engineer, will discuss this.
It's sobering that that fire truck is only 1 year older than I am. So what we have here is the MCWI Force Main project recently completed. This is the final accounting, which includes a summary closeout change order, which goes through and captures all of the differences in the number of units, number of feet of pipe, the number of tons of gravel, and everything else. It summarizes all of that up to see, so that the contract amount can be changed to reflect the actual installed amount. And then the final pay request. The summary change order, there's one item which is bollard cages to protect valve operators. Now, if you can't picture that in your mind, what that is at certain locations along the pipeline, we have to have valves to be able to cut the pipe off and not just have one leak during the entire system down. But these valves have just like our water main valves, there's a what's called a meter box at the, a valve box at the ground surface there. In these locations where we're out in fields, where the farmer is going to run through and run his disc through and his harvesting equipment and everything, that would be a big problem if they ran over one of these. So these bollards are steel cages that are placed painted flaming orange so that anybody operating the equipment can see them to protect that investment. These valves are like close to $90,000 a piece, so they have to be protected. They actually wanted some more money than this $19,401 for doing all these cages, but we got them to agree to drop that down to where it exactly leveled up with the underruns we had on other amounts. And so this closeout change order ends up being a net change of zero to the approved cost at this point. The final pay request, the contractor has turned in all of the documentation to close the project out, and that is just releasing the final amount of money that he's owed. So we recommend that it be paid, and that results in the final pay request being for $40,614.10.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. You ready? Item 8K is approval of lowest and best quote from Griner Drilling Service Incorporated of $23,200 for Brighton Well pump, pull, and inspection. Mr. Lilly, our Director of Public Works.
Thank you. This is a routine inspection to pull the actual motor there at Brighton. If you're not familiar, it is at the park on the southeast corner of the property. That well supplies. It's the predominant supplier of potable water for the south side of town. This preventive measure is to make sure we don't have any catastrophic failure. As you know, you talk about your engine or your transmission where metal's moving constantly, shadings of metal and other things could happen. We want to catch it before it happens. Because of course, now we're talking, at that point, we will be talking about emergency repairs, and we don't like emergency repairs, not those prices for sure. So with your approval, we'll get this well taken down out of service for a shorter amount of time and see if we can get everything back up to prime.
Move to approve.
Second. Thank you.
Well, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8L, approval of the lowest and best quote from Edge AI for $68,750 for the pipe dream sewer camera. Mr. Lilly as well.
Thank you. It's taken us from here to Timbuktu to find something affordable. At this point, we just need a camera to help us be more efficient with our repairs. We do have technology that if we can lay our eyes on it, we may not even have to dig up the road, which is a larger cost savings. So, your approval, keep it flowing.
Second.
I was gonna say, if the order will call, we specifically budget for this item in the budgeting process. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You should be able to go home and go to bed now.
I'm gonna stay
Well,
up
hey, look, I tell you, he was here for a meeting with me this morning. I offered to postpone it. He was back this morning early for a meeting, so. Item 8, this is an architectural review for 102 Hampstead Place. That's Mr. Edwards, our Director for Community Development.
Okay, and Doug Lum with Doug Lum Architecture is here. They are seeking approval for some changes that had been made to the approved plans for Pedro's. This is what had been approved. You see the cast stone and all the medallions. And this is the way it is today on there. They've replaced the medallions with those gooseneck lights and then the white painted brick you see there on the columns where the cast stone was going, as well as the skirting around. This is another elevation. This is as you would see it from Hampstead Boulevard. And this is the way it turned out. Same changes were made. And then this is the Hampstead Place elevation from looking from Sonny's that direction. And you'll see some of the insets there to the left there were not done. There is a fire department connection there to the left, and so they did leave those off there. And then again, the cast stone that goes over the columns were there. They did some of the recessed panels were taken away from it. And this is from up in the cul-de-sac looking down. This is what you would see there. And this is the way it looks today. The two windows to the left were removed. I think one of the windows is in an office and the other's in a storage room there. And you see the palm trees. The crepe myrtles were replaced with palm trees all around where the trees were supposed to be. This is the what was supposed to have been done. This was sent to me today, and what he's done is gone back and in between the palm trees, put crepe myrtles. Not sure if you want to continue with that or just leave the palm trees as they are there. But the Architectural Review Committee has forwarded their recommendation to deny this. The Planning Commission did recommend approval with replacing the palm trees with crepe myrtles.
I for one don't mind the palm trees.
Yeah.
They're different. And I actually like that, but putting a crepe myrtle in between the palm trees is
Yes.
kind of mixing a flair of tropics and Mama's house.
This there.
Yeah.
I think the changes that have been made are improvements. I mean, I like the look of it.
Mhm.
So the reason the Architectural Review Committee denied it was what?
They wanted the cast stone brought back. They wanted it done the way it was approved.
Purely an aesthetic.
It's
I like it.
simply
Yeah.
aesthetics, yes.
Yeah. I guess, just a statement. I think it looks good too. But when you have several restaurants in several towns and you brought it for us to approve, I would think because you are businessmen that you would know that you would have to come back and get changes approved, and you didn't. But I know that they denied it, and I can understand why, just because of the material and all that. But of course, we are not gonna make you change it because I know that is hundreds of thousands of dollars to take the white brick down and do that. But sometimes we do have a problem with not having people come back. So that's just.
We do have Mr. Lum here. Is that?
Yes, sir.
You have anything you'd like to say or add? You're welcome to. If you want to, come on up and give your name here.
I don't know that, I'm Doug Lum, architect.
Yes.
I'm not so sure that the architectural review necessarily had a problem in itself with what was actually done. It was just not what was submitted.
Correct.
And then my question to them was, is it inappropriate? I don't think there was anybody that basically said that brick material would be inappropriate. And I guess the question on the landscape would be, are palm trees as they are acceptable? You know, in themselves as presented? If so, good.
Without the crepe myrtles.
Without the crepe myrtles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, my personal opinion is we got plenty of crepe myrtles here in town already.
Okay.
Good as is.
And I guess I would just say,
It
as a
looks
matter of
Yeah.
comment, I think it's a fantastic looking building, and historically, the board, the way this board, or the previous board have treated this is just, it's something that we likely would have approved to begin with.
Yes.
You know, don't do it again, of course,
Just
We got rules for a reason.
I like that brick much better than cast iron. It looks hardy.
It's a better material, actually. It was kind of a tile.
Yeah.
It looked like cast stone, but it was actually tile, and this is a better material.
I like it.
If, we approve this, when are you gonna open?
Yes.
Me or Roy, stop.
It's just architect.
I went over there last week, and they were in like beads, just working on the inside, so this isn't stopping anybody working.
Okay, good. Well, it looks good. I move to
Yeah.
approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8N, a rezoning request for Northside Drive, parcel 2860-1-23. Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, Mayor. Carrie Oaks and Elizabeth Stewart with Carrie Beth Flooring and Designs are seeking to rezone this parcel. It's parcel 2860-123 along Northside Drive. This is the location of it. Here's your aerial of it. You see it is across from the Federation Towers in Sumner Hill School. They want to change the zoning from R2 to C2, general commercial on there. This is your zoning map. That in the triangle in the red is the proposed rezoning. You see it's in the R2 with a agriculture below it and residential estate to the north of it there. The zoning request is solved under section 1006 of our zoning ordinance. They did submit conceptual site plans. This is not, of course, actual site plans here, and conceptual elevations for buildings that they, something similar to this is what they would want to do if approved. And then, of course, they'll have to come back to this board if this is approved in order to get the architectural review granted.
It's a great building, and is there somebody here that's, no? I mean, it's a great building, we want them to build that building, but we can't spot zone, and this would be considered spot zoning, we can't do it really for them or anybody else.
Yeah.
So there are some other lots that are on Northside Drive, not very far from this, that are zoned in a way that they could build that building, so I feel like, I hope they will continue with it and try to find another place, but that, I don't think we can change the zoning.
We've butt up against some things with spot zoning before. What are, if you had to give a definition for what spot zoning is, what would that be, so we're not making a mistake if we do that?
The easiest definition is where something is granted that is just granted for a particular use in the middle of a different zones on there. If it's all residential, to go in the middle of it with commercial on there just for a particular project.
And so if this was changed, then if they were to move or do anything else, that would still be a commercial spot.
It'd still be C2 and it's retail commercial, yes.
I move to deny the zoning, the rezoning.
And I also was going to just state that there is a residential area, of course, it's R2, and there were citizens that were very concerned about that because the Dollar General had tried to move in, and they decided not to. So, residents were very concerned with this, and I totally agree too.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Have any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion to deny the rezoning? All those opposed? Motion to deny the rezoning carries. Item 8O, this is a dimensional variance for 1580 North Midway Drive. Mr. Edwards?
Yes, sir. And Ben and Ashley Bird are here. They are seeking a dimensional variance to build a 1,787 square foot pool house at this location. This property has an existing 750 square foot detached garage on it, so they would need a dimensional variance of 1,787 square foot on there. This is the location. They're in the middle of 250 or 275 acres here. And that in the cloud is the location of their house. Just to give you an idea of how large the tracts are there. And the building would be about 400 foot from the right of way and approximately 1,000 foot from the nearest residential building. This property is zoned A1. The section 1004 gives you the requirements for granting a dimensional variance. The notice of public hearing was published. And the property was posted as required by our ordinance. That in the green gives you an idea of, again, the size of the lot. This is looking from the street up towards the house. You see the detached garage to the left, and then to the right would be the pool house, if granted down here. The pool house will be designed to match the house and the garage there. You see board and batten. Exciting. The planning commission did recommend approval as submitted.
How many acres do they own?
275.
So that's. Move to approve.
I love passing by the house because the work that has been done is that y'all's.
Yes,
I look at it all the time and I'm like, that is so beautiful. It's pretty nice property.
All right, I think we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8D, this is a conditional use for 957A Highway 80 East. Mr. Edwards?
Okay, and Paul Purser with Purser and Company is seeking a conditional use to operate a liquor store at this location. It's at 957A Highway 80. Behind our office is the municipal annex. This is the location of it. And that in the cloud, there's location of the dumpster enclosure that they also want to put up. There was, when this building was built several years ago, a dumpster enclosure was shown on the site plan at that time. So it was a little further south, more towards our building. This moves it a little further away from us on there. This is the front of the building. Those two suites there would be about 2,200 square foot of liquor store there between the there where the areas are. And this is just a diagram of the your drawings of the dumpster enclosure. Notice of public hearing was published and the property was posted as required by our ordinance on there. And the planning commission did recommend approval as submitted.
Well, this will be our 8th or 9th.
This could be the 9th. There's 7 that are actually operating right now. The 8th, if you remember where the old Lily's was, they're going to tear that building down. In fact, the contractor was supposed to come see me today on that and build a convenience store that was going to have a liquor store attached to it on there. So that would be the 8th one, and this would be the 9th.
And I just think that, I think we have enough liquor stores in our city, and I just don't think we need another one. So I move to deny the request.
Any more discussion?
I have a question. So, I know we've, the big sentiment is that we have a lot of Mexican restaurants also. And I don't know if, this is an ignorance question. Can we is that typical for us to be able to deny? Let's say if someone else wants to open another Tex-Mex restaurant and we say we have enough, can we move?
Well, I mean, I defer to Roy to some degree, but if we decided to place Tex-Mex restaurants within a conditional use, I mean, I think that would be within our prerogative, this board's prerogative to do so, but I mean, currently they're not on the conditional use. Is that, I mean, that's correct, Roy?
That's correct. This was just a few months ago was made a conditional use
So that's
in
allows us
C2 to allow in certain places where with the conditional uses, uses that, may not be appropriate in all C2. And even if the inventory is high of a certain use, if it is only by conditional use, of course can't be denied with that as well.
And I agree with Beverly. I would love to see some growth, especially on this side of Clinton, but I think that area could use for something a little bit more productive to the city and a better image to the city as well.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8Q, architectural review for 201 Johnston Place.
Okay, they are seeking an approval for color changes at this location. This is the location on Johnson Street. This is the way the hotel looked at one time. This is the way it looks now. The request is also to go ahead and get rid of the red ceiling or shingles and go with the black architectural shingle on top there. Let's look from another angle and then from the rear. The architectural review committee did table the request did recommend denying it. After coming back from tabling it, the planning commission recommends approval as long as they use the black architectural shingles.
This was similar to the last one, the architectural review denial is based solely on it not being pre-approved.
Right, and quite frankly, didn't like the colors.
Didn't like these colors?
Didn't like these colors.
Did they like the previous colors better?
Don't know if they like that better. They felt like that these are corporate colors for this.
90s were a great decade.
But that was a black roof. It's much better.
Once the black roof is on there, I think this
Yeah, I think
changes
it
a
looks
lot.
really
Similar
good
analysis to the
interstate.
previous one. It's a market improvement, I think.
Yeah.
Had you guys come beforehand, we certainly would have approved it. That being said, so are y'all representatives for do y'all have anything y'd like to add?
Actually, we didn't know that we need to have the approval before we change any color. So sorry about that, but this is as per the compliance with the Wyndham company. So, and I wasn't asked, but I was supposed to bring it so that we don't delay any process and start working again. So this is what we're gonna put on top.
It looks great from interstate.
Thank you very much.
Really good.
Very good.
That's just the roof. I noticed
Yeah,
it before this
yeah.
was on the agenda that it looked so much better and I thought, everything's a black roof. I didn't know Roy stopped you from doing that, which is his job.
Thank you, Roy.
And he's good at doing his job. So, but yes, I think it looks much better. We appreciate the investment. I know you've had a big investment inside and out, and so I'll move to approve.
Second.
With the condition of the black.
The roof.
Oh yeah, get a lot more of those shingles.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we got a motion and second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Two employment items this evening. The first one, 9A, is the approval to hire Rainey Morgan as a police fire dispatcher pending completion of the hiring process.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Uh,
All those opposed? Motion carries. We have approval to hire 4 uncertified firefighters pending completion of the hiring process and 2 former firefighters pending completing their test as well. Do I have a motion or any questions regarding that?
Move to approve.
We have a
We're all
motion.
gonna
That must mean that our chief is pretty good.
Can I ask, where, what number, how many, with those 6, how many do we have?
That was put
that's at 56, I think. 56 out of 58.
Good.
All
Good
right.
job. Good job.
That's a Clinton High School grad, by the way.
We have a motion and some exuberant seconds. Do I have, excuse me, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 9C is approval to rehire a grounds technician for the Parks and Rec Department contingent upon results from MEA.
Need to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 9D is approval to hire contingent upon completion of MEA drug test, one limb truck driver for the Public Works Department.
We need that, Diana. Need to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 9E is approval to hire one worker for the Public Works Department.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And then we have item 9F is approval to hire two maintenance workers for the Public Works Department, listed salary.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any other business coming before the board?
I got a question, since Phil, we're talking about limb trucks. With the limbs that have fallen because of the ice storm, do residents need to do anything specific with those? Do they need to contract somebody individually, or is there something that they can do that the city will help with?
Well, first, let's start with patience.
Yes.
Whenever we get this gentleman in, we will have to teach him how to operate.
Okay.
We don't want the truck to go back to the shop again. I'm pretty sure that in the coming weeks, especially with the rain that we have now, we're gonna get piled up. Don't put it in the street. Don't put it outside the curb. I know it's gonna kill grass, but we'll come and get it. There's really no need to do a work order. When things get like they are now, we like to run it on a route.
Okay.
That's the easiest preferred method for us. If they can bag or bundle any of it, Waste Management has within their contract that they will pick it up, and I try to make sure they hold to that.
Is there a size that the limbs need to be cut, or?
7 cubic yards. So, I'm sorry, that's our truck. For theirs, couple of bundles. I'll say no more than you can fit on your arm per bundle.
Okay.
That's probably safe. Anything 7 cubic yards is on us.
Okay.
You pick up truck level. Now I will also add, if patience is virtue, we will have a cleanup in the spring about April.
Okay.
But I know how that looks too.
Around the corner.
Yeah.
Good enough.
But isn't there a certain length
For us or Waste Management?
for y'all, the limb truck?
Yes, we try to keep it no longer than about 6 feet. But what we found is you'll have a long pile cut at 6 feet. We're in a natural disaster, so I mean, we're almost there. I say picking up pretty much everything on the road.
Good.
So
Thank you.
we just if they cut it nice and manageable, my hydraulic lines won't burst as fast.
Yeah.
So.
All right. If we
Move
have,
to adjourn.
all right, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.